recording, broadcasting.
Yeah. I would take Ragnarok in the water, in the air, in space. I don't care.
You want to keep that for a Patreon topic? You want to talk about new car shopping?
Yeah, actually, let's do, because I do have an opinion about that.
About what?
Stuff and things. I got an opinion about bourbon.
Stuff.
Drinking
bourbon,
it.
Buying cars.
All right, here, we need to pick our D20. These are all broken, so...
That's fine. Just toss me a couple. Toss me one.
Where's my dice?
Pick me a good one, Chuck.
Yeah, all right.
There you go.
I give you the good ones, and I get the crapola.
Well, you know.
I'm gonna go electronic on me. I'm gonna see
fine.
what Google will roll me.
My dice were hiding behind my H2.
All right. We'll roll in a sec.
Roll all the dice.
There you go.
And add them up, and you still get a 4.
Yeah.
I got a rock.
All right, we are broadcasting. Let's get this recording going. Hey, everybody. Okay, and recording in 5, 4, 3,
8, 12, 3.
Technorama episode 554, Robot Santa is coming to town.
Good morning, folks. This is your captain speaking.
Technorama.
Remember when?
Technorama.
On this day in tech history.
Tech.
And now, the news.
Tech.
What the chuck?
Technorama.
Welcome to Blockhead Video.
Hey, my wife wants a VHS copy of Jonathan Taylor Thomas's I'll Be Home for Christmas. You got it?
Over there, in the media corner.
It's like Amazon.
Technorama.
Hold my beer and watch this.
Unfasten your seatbelts and disregard all safety rules. Here are your flight crew, Chuck and Craig.
Hey, welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. If this is your first time joining us, well, thank you very much. It's the holiday season. Give yourself a present and listen to Technorama. If you're a returning listener, welcome back. We appreciate you giving us your time. I'm Chuck Tomasi. Joining me, as always, is Craig Stepp. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing good. Actually, when you said it's the holiday season, I was ready for you to start breaking out into the song.
No, I don't sing Christmas songs with real words anymore. They're all mixed up and mashed up. Craig's already been hitting the holiday cheer tonight, so this ought to be interesting.
Hey.
More interesting than usual.
Yeah.
And also joining us once again, our tenant.
You're a fine landlord, Chuck, let me tell you. You and Donna.
Current resident.
Yeah. Resident PA.
He's even taken to put his name in the mailbox with ours. So
yeah. Well, actually, no, your mailman did that.
Oh, they did?
They did, yeah. They put my name in there with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is cool for them. Yeah.
Chuck's going through the mail going, current resident. Here you go.
Yeah. This is all Brian. These are going to Brian.
Mary is getting more mail and packages than we are, which is saying something.
It's hilarious, actually. Yeah, it's welcome to the Christmas season with Technorama, the gift that keeps on giving. Oh wait, no, that's something else. Yeah, that's something else.
All right, we have some feedback. Let's get right into it. Yes. I'm gonna mash this song up next.
Oh, yeah, you should.
Where's the song mangler when you need it?
Yeah.
If only I knew the words.
I like to imagine all of Santa's elves are singing this.
Oh boy!
This is definitely going through the song masher. We got mail from Claudio Miranda, longtime listener and wonderful all-around person. He says, hey, Chuck and Craig, great shows, by the way. I think you have a successor to Iserol with Oni Zaruni.
Oni Zaruni, I like that.
Which is if you spell 101, that's how it looked to me.
Actually, it sounds more like an Italian dish or a vegetable.
I thought it was that song by Tommy James and the Shondells. Hey, you come down and sing Oni Zaruni. Anyway.
Wow.
When you have kids, they mess with your mind for the rest of your lives. They just have this great perception on the world, and I never see anything again. But maybe I messed with them. Who knows? Time for another bumper? Maybe. He says, get on it. As for what video game I'd like to be reborn in when I die, I refer to my answers for the previous question, Gyrus. Especially with that TNF in DM theme. I'm going to assume...
It's Cotta and Fugue in D minor.
Oh,
theme.
yes. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Whew. It's been a long week. It's been
I understand,
a trying
yeah.
afternoon. No Man's Sky would be a good one, too. I'll even throw in some interactive fiction like Adventures, Zork, and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And sure, why not be the block?
In Atari's Adventures.
Atari's... The block!
Yeah, because
the
that's
the
what you
magic
were.
dot!
No, you were the block.
Oh,
I
the
mean,
block.
that,
Yeah,
that was the
okay.
whole thing. It's like, hey, why not be a block?
It's like saying I want to be reborn as a duck and you swim in circles or something. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I want to be the block.
Block.
Yeah, I love he says nothing like fending off giant ducks, which is basically the dragon.
Giant-
That's what the dragons
dragon.
look like. Yeah.
When you kill them, they look like a duck.
Yeah.
They do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny.
With a huge pair of brackets. Yes, grab the bridge, because everybody hauls around a bridge.
Right, I know. It's like you can pick up anything. It's what's hilarious about it.
Oh, and Craig, challenge accepted. Though
Yes.
I'm sure you'll own me anyway, because they had that gyrus.
Oh yeah, the big
Competition, yeah.
throwdown. Yeah. Mhm.
He signs this one
I'm
0x.
telling you, muscle memory. I can play that game like crazy. I'm
He
ready.
signs this
Bring
one in
it.
hex though. Instead of binary, he's doing a hex 5.
I see that.
0x5, or is that ox 5? No, it would be
0.
If you write 0 times 5, it would be 0. Or you write 0 5 times. Think about that, Perl programmers.
Okay, there you go.
Oh my god.
If you want a
Woo.
repeating character,
Yep. Jeez.
wow. That's pretty sad. Question of this week is, when you die, what video game would you like to be reborn in? Live from chat, John Miller Jr., of course, had Mega Man X. Mike Wills, Final Fantasy. Claudio says, ooh, I should have waited until the end of the response. Whoa, my scrolling just got a little crazy.
I'm sorry. I deleted something.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, Craig, editing on the
Oh,
fly.
Until the end of the response, because I just heard Craig's game reincarnated in. Glad I'm not the only one who would pick Gyrus, even if Craig does wipe the pixelated floor with me with it. As I said, it's on.
It's on.
And Facebook answers for this particular question. I accidentally
Hey, by the
pulled
way,
it. Yeah, go ahead.
There's two aspects to our challenge. One, I got to go where Claudio is. Two, we got to go where Claudio is and a Gyrus machine.
Oh, there you go. It's
Good
true.
luck, buddy. Good luck.
Yeah, figure it out. Yeah.
Clinton says Star Trek Online. I want to roll everywhere. There's a story. If you heard his Dog Days of Podcasting last year, he played Star Trek Online, and he couldn't quite figure out how to walk forward.
So he rolled everywhere.
First was this rolling motion, and everybody's just looking like nothing's happening. There's this
no big
person
deal.
rolling around. No big deal. It happens all the time.
The hilarious thing, he's rolling and talking about it. Then he goes, "Hey, I like what you've been doing around here." He gets a promotion.
Yeah. Congratulations, Cadet Rollover.
You're now Admiral.
Yeah, you're Admiral now.
JT Shea says Leisure Suit Larry. Good answer.
That is a pretty good one.
And David Kolbach says Secret of Monkey Island for sure.
I would think something like World of Warcraft, maybe.
Now, I thought I had a share on this also, and you may... Let's see. I have 2 comments on my share.
I was gonna say, yeah, go check out your share.
Dan
I don't think I have
Fernbear
links
says
on it.
Animal Crossing, and Michael Slobodnik says TIE Fighter, one of the best games ever.
Yeah, those aren't too bad.
Alrighty, good answers.
Yeah,
good
but is
question.
that like a game you want to be reincarnated in? I mean, think for a second.
Stuck there for the...
Hitchhiker's
Well, wait a
Guide-
minute. If reincarnation happens over and over again, as soon as you die, you're in another game, right?
Well, wait a minute. So
True.
I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. All right, I love reading it and being an observer. But imagine being part of that whole.
That universe. It sounds
Yeah,
pretty
it'd be like-
horrible.
You're right.
It is pretty
Well,
horrible.
you wouldn't want to be on Earth because it doesn't last very long
Right,
anyway.
exactly. Got to make way for the
that's
freeway.
Yeah, that's the short end of the stick
Listening to
here.
Vogon poetry, I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
that'll be wonderful too.
Yeah. No, I think like an MMO would be a good way. Like Clinton said, Star Trek Online or, World of Warcraft, something like
Somewhere
that.
where there's a rich universe you can explore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never heard Duck Hunt.
Duck.
I want to be the dog in Duck Hunt.
Yeah, don't be the duck.
Yeah.
What was the submarine game?
Subnautica or no?
Just Seawolf.
Oh,
Oh,
there you go.
Space Invaders. Let's go real old school. All right, we're going to get our die out.
No. All right. You're going to do Google, right?
Okay, Google. Roll a D20.
Coming right up. You rolled a 12.
That's better than usual.
Nice.
hey, I got my hands up for a reason here, by the way.
You're being held up?
Stick him up.
Stick them up.
Look,
Suburban
I
robbery?
rolled a 20. Here we go.
Alrighty.
All right, I got 17.
Oh, the best roll I've had in weeks. I'm still last.
So Craig, Brian, Chuck.
Yeah.
All right, we're going around.
I mean,
this
wait a
way.
minute. Hold on a second. Let me read the name. Yeah, it's okay. I can go first.
You good like that? Okay.
It's the birthdays we run into problems
Yeah,
with.
it's true.
All right, roll the music. On this day in history for December 19th, 2018, this is the 353rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are only 12 days, people. 12 days remaining in the year.
Wow.
Oh, that's my cue.
Yeah,
It was on this
yes.
date in 1606 that the ship Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery depart England carrying settlers who founded at Jamestown, Virginia, the first of 13 colonies that become the United States.
Good for them.
Also in
Good for
1776,
us.
Thomas Paine publishes one series of pamphlets in the Pennsylvania Journal entitled "The American Crisis."
And most people would have thought it was
now
common sense.
Yeah.
I thought that was
his
just
other one was
the crossover with the CW shows, wasn't it?
Exactly.
it wasn't his most famous one, Thomas Paine's Common Sense?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I
Hey,
thought.
try
it was.
reading that. It's hard to read.
One of his lesser known ones. It was also on this date in 1924 that Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost is sold in London, England in 1924. Wow.
And also on December 19th, 1932, BBC World Service begins broadcasting as the BBC Empire Service.
Oh my, that's
Soon,
Oh.
soon to be taken down by the rebels.
Yeah.
Stupid rebels.
You are listening to BBC One.
46 years ago today, the last manned lunar flight, Apollo 17, crewed by Eugene Cernan, Ronald Evans, and Harrison Schmitt, returns to Earth.
Oh, the last
The
one.
last manned, yeah.
Wow. That same date in 2013, spacecraft Gaia is launched by the European Space Agency, or as we kids say, the ESA.
Esau.
All
And
the
happy
cool
birthday
kids.
goes out on this. What?
All the cool kids say ESA.
Esau. And happy birthday goes out on this date to American astronomer and educator John Winthrop, born on this date in 1714.
That's one down.
Albert Abraham Michelson, Prussian-American physicist, chemist, and academic, Nobel Prize laureate, was born on this day and the same date in 1852.
He was a chemist?
Chemist and academic-assist.
American mathematician Grace Marie Barrese was born 143 years ago today.
And born December 19th, 1901, German engineer invented the
Here we go.
Hellschreiber Rudolf Hell. Whoa, what is that?
He invented the Hellschreiber.
Yeah.
Hey, it's got
His
hell in
name
there
was
twice.
Rudolph. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's got hell in there twice.
It's got to be a hell of a job.
Ukrainian-Russian marshal, engineer, and politician, fourth head of state of the Soviet Union, Leonid Brezhnev, was born 112 years ago today. Wow.
I remember when he... Now, most people recognize him as the leader of the Soviet Union.
Right.
The fact that he had engineer in his title was what drew me out on this one. Like, I did not know. I want to know what he did.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I just remember for his eyebrows.
Yes. He was the quintessential Russian eyebrow guy.
Yeah.
American actress Cicely Tyson is 94 today.
Wow.
And born December 19th, 1924, Italian engineer Carlo Chieti.
Also born on the same date in 1944, Kenyan paleontologist and politician Richard Leakey.
Ooh, Mr. Monkey Man himself.
Yep.
And, well, he was the son of Louis Leakey, if I remember right.
I don't remember.
Yes.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
The Leaky men.
They're very leaky. They couldn't hold their liquids at all.
Hold on, gotta go to the bathroom.
American actor and director Tim Reed is 74 today.
And Robin Urich.
Wasn't he Venus Flytrap?
He was.
He was
Venus Flytrap, yeah.
Not Tuvok.
No, not Tuvok.
The Robert Urich, the American actor and producer, was born 72 years ago today.
Oh,
72
man.
too? Wow.
Well, he felt like he was in his 40s when he was making Vegas.
Probably. Hey, here's another one to make you feel old. Also turning 55 today is American model and actress Jennifer Beals.
Oh, she
55
must have been like
55 's not that
17 in
far away.
Flashdance or something.
Yeah, I know. She was really
55 's
young.
not that far away, man.
Yeah,
She was really
It's
young.
not. It's like right knocking on your door, Craig.
Craig's
Sort
gonna be, what, 50 next month?
Yeah, I'll be 50 next month.
Got that beard going for a
Yeah,
reason.
there it is.
He's got
I'm
his
gonna let
own
it grow out. I'm
old
doing
man beard.
ZZ Top, man. No. Oh, wait, is it my
American
turn?
magician. Here's another one who's older than you thought. Chris Angel is
Whoa.
51.
Dang.
And also turning 46 today is American actress and television personality Alyssa Milano. She's only 46.
Wow.
No, she's already 46.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
supposed to be like 16 forever.
Ugh.
I know. That's what I thought.
Listener birthdays on this day. We're going to clear out the year because this is the last show we're going to be doing. We have holidays and family and whatnot stuff. So December 20th, Phil Burchill, the 9-year-old. I started listening to Technorama when I turned 21 this year.
Wow.
Oh, man. And that was
2
last
years
year.
ago.
So now it's
Oh, last
22.
year, Yeah.
21st is James Ballard, a.k.a. Carrick Sindrew. Bo Pace on the 22nd. Also on the 22nd, Luke Chuck Stalker Smith. He was born in 2000? Dude, he's 18 now.
Dang.
Wow.
Oh, man. He was just...
I'm getting old.
Oh, jeez.
I
We
need a
watched a
walker.
generation grow up
Yep.
on Technorama. This is terrible. We must stop it.
No, keep it going. Keep it going.
Jason Poloni from Tampa, Florida is also on the 22nd. Richard Green, a.k.a. Mainframe, on the 23rd. Mad Boom on the 24th. Joel Parks is on the 25th. I believe it's Charles Men on the 29th. Shadowbird's mom on the 31st. And also on the 31st is Mr. Sim. That's the way it was
Yay.
on this day in history for December
Hey, look.
19th, 2018.
And we lined up with the band.
If you want to
Hey,
get your name
Chuck.
on the birthday calendar, go over to our wiki at chuckchat.com/wiki, and we would be happy to add you. Give you a shout out at the appropriate time of year. If it's your birthday and you weren't on the calendar this year, we wish you all the best, happy holidays, and a wonderful birthday as well. Yes.
So there's something to be said for stopping in your prime. When your show is really good, but we passed that point, so just keep going.
When was it? What week was that?
I think
What show was that?
We haven't
train.
reached a prime yet. I'm waiting
just-
for it.
Just keep moving. Yeah, the prime. Yeah, we missed it somewhere. I don't know.
That's what happened.
That's the thing you don't know when you've hit your prime, per se. You just like,
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, and what
We're
happens
in
is-
that sad we don't know when to quit area.
Yeah.
then you're like, you look back and you're like, oh.
I thought
could've quit
maybe the
5 years
studio
ago.
would have some help. Look how good it was for Slice.
Exactly. Oh.
And Brian's witnessing this whole train wreck.
Oh no, it's hilarious because it's so funny. I laugh because we did so many shows of Slice when we do
good
like
grief,
we
yeah.
do like 3 shows in a week, and then we just space them out, and just amazing. Your numbers just like fly by, and you're like, oh, we're reaching show blah blah, and just amazing how fast it goes by, and then you're like, and you look back and you're like, oh. Wow, we've already done something like this before. When you get to the stories at that point, and it's like, wow. But you guys still got to keep it fresh. You keep it fresh. It's fine. Don't
It's
worry
all
about
about hanging out and having fun.
it. Exactly.
This is how I keep it fresh. See this bourbon right here?
He's still drinking.
You
Now,
got
now,
I-
he's, now
I was-
he's a washed up drunk podcaster.
I got listen. You listen here.
back in my day.
We run our own RSS feeds.
Hello, Ossifer. Take me drunk. I'm home.
All right, who's first up to read?
We have robots that are having problems this week. Craig, you take this one.
This is all you, Craig.
The robot.
The first
story, man.
Factory
Oh wait,
worker?
I skipped ahead.
You
Whoa!
know we're doing a
Back up.
show here.
No. I had a link for the next section.
News
Pulled up.
story number
All right,
one.
so-
Go.
So, factory workers speared by 10 separate foot-long metal spikes
Yeah.
after a robot malfunctions.
Yeah.
So,
Brian, you want to see
I
these
welcome
pictures?
our robot overlords.
I'm not showing the pictures of the injured man.
I saw him. I saw him online. I saw
Oh,
this
that's
thing. I was
just-
like,
Oh,
it's like brutal.
okay. Hold on. Let's talk about this. So, a 49-year-old porcelain factory worker in China was recently impaled by 10 separate foot-long metal spikes after an industrial robotic arm malfunctioned and fell on him. Okay, it fell on him. Oh yeah. Well, there's no way you can convince me that those aren't weapons. So, quote, 6 steel rods fixed on a steel plate pierced his right shoulder and chest, and 4 penetrated elsewhere on his
One
body.
looked like it was in his lower back.
Yeah, they looked pretty horrible.
So, during the, what are you, on Reddit? Is that where you see not safe for work pictures. Anyway, so during the operation, doctors found that one of the rods missing after an artery missed an artery just by 0.1 millimeters.
Ooh.
His condition is now described as stable because the robot's been removed from the equation. I'm just threw that in there. And will undergo treatment and psychotherapy.
Physiotherapy.
Probably psychotherapy too. Yeah.
He probably needs psychotherapy.
I was going to say, I was reading that and I
It's going
thought,
to kill us all.
well, I was reading that thinking, well, that makes sense. To assist his recovery, he is also already able to move his right arm.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
Man,
yeah,
I
so
would.
he says,
Right arm,
Well, go
yeah.
ahead.
That was the one that was punctured
That was
like
punctured
six
like 6 or
times.
7 times. I mean, it's insane.
He looks like voodoo doll with a...
it looked horrible.
Oh, yeah.
I did not go look at the pictures. Did you?
Oh, yeah, we looked at the pictures.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Where it says right under that first picture.
Oh, my
it says,
gosh, I'm
click
just
here
looking
and
at it
here.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. Follow
Hey,
the show
you know
notes
what?
if you're
He looks
brave
like-
enough.
He looks like Neo. You know, like he's getting ready to have the electrodes attached to him or something.
That's pretty
Whoa.
bad.
That is terrible. Oh my gosh.
Well, the fact that he survived is
No
pretty
kidding.
good. He's pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. All it would have taken is a collapsed lung.
Right.
Or two.
Well, that one in his back, I'm surprised it didn't collapse.
Looks like
his lung
most
or
of it
pierce his
is
lung.
in his right side.
Most,
so
yeah,
the
his
heart,
arm and shoulder and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but still, the fact that it missed an artery is pretty amazing.
All right. This
You know, when
one,
I first saw this article, by the way, without reading it, I just saw the title. I just imagined something broke and it slung these metal pieces, in the air. The robot slung around,
Just
or
like
something,
flipped
and
them all out.
I should have.
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
my!
All right.
Why was the robot? Why did that robot have spikes?
Some sort of porcelain factory. I don't know. I don't know how it was built. They don't really go into that.
Oh. You know what? Maybe it was to hold the pieces because if you
Oh.
hold, I know,
Right,
like
right.
porcelain, if they glaze it and stuff, you don't want something sticking to it. You want to like little pieces.
Oh,
Maybe that's what it is.
probably. And then when it fell on him, it just like.
See, who's the drinking one here?
Yeah. Craig have some more. Yeah.
His imagination is doing
Hey,
very well.
Brian,
Yeah.
I know stuff.
Yeah, I know you know
Uh-huh.
stuff. Yeah.
All right. Let's do another fun robot story.
So what was the title on this one?
Russian state TV shows off.
Oh, the robot that actually, man. Yeah, Russian state TV.
And by the way, it did not impale spikes on anybody. Just
No, it did not. So Russian state TV apparently became confused yesterday while airing footage of technology forum aimed at kids. A TV reporter proclaimed that Boris the robot, as seen in the article, has already learned to dance and is not that bad. The only problem is it's a guy in a robot suit. Hello.
Spoiler alert.
So this quote robot actually retails for about 250,000 rubles, which is about $3,770. And that's reported by The Guardian, and it's made the company called Show Robots is made by them. Boris features glowing eyes and plastic parts and shockingly human-like movement, probably because you need to have somebody inside of it to move it.
I love the picture that's on the screen right now. It's like, well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
The TV reporter kind of spotted that he has a rather human neck inside.
Yeah, it's like, hey, guess what? There's like somebody's neck. You can see it right in the gaps of where it is. Yeah, it's
At
like
least put on a black sweater like you're a stormtrooper or something.
yeah, so you can't turtleneck.
Kinda,
Yeah. That is not right. Robot is robot, not man.
It's now called a phobot.
Phobot, yes. Yes, of course, people saw it and called them out on it. Now
it's a fupa rot.
Now, to be clear, the organizers of the tech forum were not trying to deceive anyone. This means that basically the TV presenter said, "Oh, look at that really realistic robot." Basically, yeah, reporters are dumb.
Trying to play it up, or
Yeah, probably. It's basically by the way, the broadcast is still available on the Russia's 24 YouTube channel.
Okay.
So basically, you can go look at it. Basically, the organizers meant this to be clearly a fun attraction for kids, but it's apparently getting harder and harder to tell the real thing from the fakes, at least if you're a Russian reporter. So,
Did it pass the Turing test?
yeah, exactly. It did in flying colors, amazingly enough. I don't know why.
It's the only robot with pattern recognition.
Now, the thing is that, robots are becoming more and more human-ish, that they can mimic human behavior, at least,
Right.
movement-wise. We got Atlas, they mentioned that as well. Atlas, made by Boston Dynamics, doing backflips, which is pretty impressive. You've seen the video.
Yes.
Yeah, those things. Oh my gosh, it's just almost freaky to watch
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah, and don't forget that Russian TV last summer unveiled a fake military robot as well. So,
Talking about the blue lady here.
You got
no, that was the Honeywell's Miss Robot thing, if I
You know
remember
what? She
correctly.
looks like one of the extras from like Power Rangers.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Russia, go home. You're drunk.
Yeah.
In other news,
Oh, I love this article. I read this last week too.
I think we've done a story very similar to this year after year after year. This is the 25 most popular passwords of 2018 will make you feel like a security genius. That's right. For the last 7 years, Splash Data has revealed its annual list of most commonly used passwords of the year. This time around, the results reveal that, well, we still have work to do. That's putting it lightly. The 2018 worst passwords of the year list is determined after Splash Data evaluated over 5 million passwords that have leaked online in the last year. The top 2 slots have been left unchanged for the 5th year in a row.
Oh,
They are
wow.
maddeningly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Didn't anybody watch Spaceballs?
No.
And
Yeah.
password.
1, 2, yeah. Password.
The next 5 consecutive spots were other assortments of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and
'Cause,
1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Yeah, you had more numbers.
Right. Oh, that makes it harder to guess.
Exactly.
Several of the 25 included passwords were repeats from previous years, but there were a handful of new ones. Let's get to those. Some were more poignant than in hellish years, like 666666 and bang at $%. They're just going across the row with the shift keys on it. And Donald, compared to inexplicably optimistic sounding ones like Sunshine and Princess. Sorry, Mr. President, but that was not fake news. Using your name or any other common name as a password is a dangerous decision.
By the way, that was probably his password.
I'm probably certain it was simple.
Actually, it was huge. My password's the hugest password ever.
Spelled with Y-U.
That's right. Yeah. It's the best password ever.
Y-U-U-J.
You're right. Actually, that's my Twitter password.
On the news. By the way, my password is not my name.
That's right. The Donald Trump. It is the, remember, the is very important in front of it.
All right, real quick in the list. Number 1,
Donald.
of course, as we said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is still unchanged. Number 2 is password, still in the top 2 spots. Up 3 from last year. I feel like Casey Kasem. Up 3 from last year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Down 1 this year in the countdown is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 because it's not as secure.
And this one's going out to Craig in Kentucky.
Holding steady at number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Long distance dedication.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys. Do you guys have different passwords for every website?
Yes.
Pretty much.
How about you, Craig?
There's a couple repeats that I'm
got some
forced to
work to
use
do.
because their algorithms are too simple. They say, we can't have special characters. Like, oh, gosh.
Or
dang
some of them
it.
can only have
Oh.
certain special characters.
Right.
Yeah, there was a couple of websites I was like, are you kidding me?
I
You
know.
it was like,
It's like you're
complaining, and I'm
forcing
like,
me to make it simple.
So, Craig,
Yeah.
my suggestion to you, as your dear friend, is buy a password manager. Get one.
No.
KeyPass.
All right, back up.
Yeah.
I use LastPass.
Okay, LastPass is good too as well. That's what I use.
Yeah. I've been using it for years. I have to because I've done work for not only, work, but I've done stuff for other people. And so I'm like, okay, I got to have these passwords somewhere. So I have to keep them in LastPass. Otherwise, it drives me crazy. But LastPass does a good job of listing the ones for a website. But
Right.
anyway, short answer is there over the years, yes, I have used the same password on some of my own personal sites. But I've been slowly going through them and cleaning them up, changing them up.
That's good.
But it does take a while. But the thing about LastPass is there's a database there I can work with and go, I need to change this one, I need to change this one, and kind of work through it.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, and if you don't want to spend the money on it, KeyPass is a freeware. It's a
That's
fantastic.
the one I use.
Yeah, we use it at work all the time. It's fantastic.
And I make sure that one of my passwords is Donna's KeyPass vault, and she's got the same thing to mine. So in case something happens to your spouse, you're not locked down. Go, well, I don't know any of their password. You should at least know their master
Password, exactly.
That's the important one. The rest can be found. If it's not in there, it's my fault. Then
You'll work
that's
around
on
it.
me.
Yeah.
And
I was guilty over the years of signing up for crap and using the same password. But yeah, LastPass is really now the real thing I like about LastPass, and I'm not sure if it's under the free version. Some sites you can just go through and say, "Oh, this password's expired," and it'll auto change them for you.
LastPass will do that on the paid version for sure.
Paid. That's
Yeah.
see, I was trying to remember.
LastPass. Yeah.
LastPass. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And so not all sites, but there's a good many of them that support that.
Yeah, you can put a timer on it. Essentially, it says, "Hey, by the way, you've been using this password for a while. Change it."
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
Yeah, that's good.
We get those warnings at work. Your password will expire in 2 weeks. Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got 13 days before I need to change.
Exactly. Before I have to call the help desk and say, "I'm locked out. I need my password reset."
I have even more fun because it's all controlled by SSO. So you go into the you got to change it in a certain way, and then there's the other work machine that has to stay in sync.
Oh, of course.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. See, we have that same thing. We have the encryption on our hard drives, and that you have to change ahead of time, otherwise it gets out of sync and you can't get into your computer. Essentially. Yeah, it's fun, especially people who are remote. Good times.
Hey, I want to ask you though. I love KeyPass. I love open source, and it's an open source project. I also like LastPass because of the integration with like Chrome and my Android phone.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you prefer? I mean, I obviously use KeyPass, but does it really matter?
I think that KeyPass is a little bit. I have more control over it because I have control over where the key master file and database is.
That's true.
For me, I like KeyPass for that security reason wise. For convenience wise, LastPass is amazing. I plunk down my money every year. I'm like, take my money.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. But I mean,
so you use both?
I use both. Yeah, I use KeyPass for work primarily, and then I use LastPass for my personal stuff.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I try to keep them in one place, but that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that way I keep my work life and my personal life divided.
I thought you said your work wife and your...
My work wife and my real wife, I keep them divided as well. It's the thing. And same with my work girlfriend and my work mistress. I kind of keep them all away from each other,
Just don't call Mary by your work wife's name.
Exactly. Because she'd be like, "What?"
He violates the password rule and just calls it both Mary.
But Mary, exactly. Yeah.
That way you don't have to worry about screwing up, but it's not all that secure
It's really easy because my work wife's name is Frank. So it's a little different.
TMI there, buddy. TMI.
Hey, it's 2018. We're open. Man. Come on. This is a safe place. No judgment. No judgment.
I'm not
no
judging. Save it for Ben and Keith's show. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, come on. Come on. Let's hug it out, Chuck.
Later.
Movie.
Say that for the Patreon show.
Speaking of Ben and Keith's show, this week they're coming out with episode 200.
Oh,
so
that's good for them. Congrats to them.
Nod to TG Geeks. Find them at tggeeks.com. There you go. 200 shows for them. And we'll be hanging out with them on the 23rd? Yep. They're having a social here in Phoenix. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and be right back with the Hacks and Strange Stories, Remember When, and a few other things. So stick with us. Play that bean footage. Then is cloud software really just vaporware?
Hi, this is Garrett Wong, Ensign Harry Kim from Star Trek Voyager, and you're listening to Technorama with Chuck and Craig.
Might get to see him on the cruise.
Yeah, I'm ready for the cruise, man.
Who's all going to be on your cruise with you guys?
Oh my goodness, the list is pretty long.
Is it pretty long? Okay.
Let me here. I'll go to.
Well, there's 4,000 people on the ship. Where do you want me to start?
Trek Cruise
Headliners
2019. Yeah. It'll take us to the site. Where is this? Star Trek Cruise 3. Beam us up. Let's see.
Oh man,
Will
look
Wheaton,
at that.
Jason Isaacs,
Jonathan
Frakes, Brent Spiner, Michael Dorn, Gates McFadden, Denise Crosby, John Delancey. Shall we continue?
John Delancey?
Mary Chiefo, Kenneth Mitchell, Rekha Sharma.
Oh, Rika Sharma's on there. She's nice.
Yes. Renee Auberjonois.
Oh.
And Nana Visitor.
She's so talented.
I know Will Wheaton's on this list somewhere.
Yeah, he was the first.
He's the host.
Casey Biggs.
Chase Masterson's on there?
Masterson. Yep.
Chase is nice. She's a nice lady.
Max Grodenchik. Ethan Phillips.
Ethan Phillips is going to be there. Cool.
Yes.
Bob
Robert
Picardo.
Yep. Connor Trenier. Michael Westmore. They're scrolling from...
And Will Wheaton again. So we're back at the beginning.
Oh, are we back at the beginning?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay, yep. And I think there were a few that aren't even on that list. I got to...
no, there's quite a few of them.
Yep.
Rob can you see my
Perlman,
video?
J.J.
Dr. Phil
Woodward.
Plate.
Yeah, Dr. Phil Plate. We met him before at Dragon Con. So
Thomas Dolby? Wow.
The Thomas Dolby?
Yeah.
That Thomas Dolby?
That Thomas Dolby.
Or the one that came
That Thomas Dolby.
There are two people.
This is the second
famous
one.
people with the famous Thomas Dolby name.
So
where were we? We were on
Hax's
Strange Stories. Here we go. There we are.
this is Craig.
All right, Craig. I hope this link works because it wasn't working before. You said you got it.
I fixed it. I told you I
fixed
fixed it.
All right, go for it.
Oh wait. I got to read something. I got to put my.
Put your drink down.
put your rose-colored glasses off, man.
There we go. I can read now. Wow, I'm gonna tell you.
Rose-colored glasses too. That's the scary part.
Yeah, to go from those to readables. Wow, that's a big difference. So, an alien spacecraft? Question mark. UFO spotted hurtling above the Earth in the background behind Elon Musk's SpaceX rocket launch is proof.
Yeah.
Proof, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Proof.
Of extraterrestrials. A conspiracy theorist. Here he is.
Meanwhile,
conspiracy theorists say UFO spotted the background of footage from Elon Musk's SpaceX rocket launch that could be an alien spacecraft.
Could be.
The black
word.
dot video. Huh?
Could be being the operative word.
Yes.
Yeah, right. The black dot barely visible behind the firm's red Tesla and its passenger spaceman is one of the number of strange objects being discussed online. This particular entity can be seen as it hurtles across the Earth, seemingly at high speed. And other unusual images picked up by extraterrestrial hunters in the live video stream from the launch include a tube-like item and brightly colored lights. You can see there's a picture. I'm not sure if you're showing that on the stream. I'm sure you probably are.
No. That was the Amazon Echo that fell out of the car.
No, it's just Elon Musk tooling around in his private space vehicle.
Parts falling off the Tesla. You didn't buy the extended warranty.
Yeah, it's the 8-track going out of the car, falling out of the.
You know what? I'm sorry. You know what just went through my mind? When Return of the Jedi Empire Strikes Back was re-released in the theater in the mid-90s, the special edition.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the theater and, Luke falls through the shaft and he catches himself with his knees on the antenna array thing.
Yes.
Right.
And then you see something kind of fall. My friend shouted out in the theater, "My wallet!"
Oh, man.
I thought about that when they circled the little black thing falling. My wallet.
The keys to my X-Wing.
Yeah. Wasn't his lightsaber?
Yeah.
I mean, it was Dad's lightsaber.
How'd he get
Do
it
what
back?
now?
I thought it was Darth Vader's lightsaber. I mean, the original one that Ben had given him.
How'd he get it back?
Who knows?
And what was Darth
He
Vader?
didn't know because remember he made
so
one for the
Darth
third
was
movie.
fighting with a
new lightsaber, his red lightsaber. Remember his original lightsaber he gave to Ben.
Yeah.
He gave to Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Give
they
me
ended up
back
finding
my
it later on with his
lightsaber,
hand.
boy.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I think we're slightly off it on a tangent.
Are we? All right, let's get back to the story. You're right. We're off on a tangent again.
Your point being?
Isn't this show all about tangents?
Yes.
The topic is aliens.
Okay,
All right,
sorry.
So millions of people watched the launch of the Falcon Heavy, which took off from the same launch pad used by NASA for earlier Apollo missions.
They didn't even have
Nearly
the brilliance to capitalize NASA. Who wrote this? The Daily Mail. Okay.
Well,
British.
it's capitalized, but not every letter.
It's proper cased. It's not. Anyway. Yeah.
All right, nearly 50. Who's drinking, Chuck? Nearly 50 years
Don't
ago, the
drink
Kennedy
chalk. It's
Space
bad for you.
Hey, nearly 50 years ago, the Kennedy Space Century.
That's UK mail. Yep.
Yeah.
Century. In Cape Canaveral, Florida, saw the blast off of the Apollo 11 craft, which took man to the moon.
Yes.
This week's SpaceX mission is part of the CEO Elon Musk's plan to send man to Mars and to perfect the firm's reusable rocket technology.
Mm-hmm.
To mark the occasion, the Hawthorne, California firm live streamed the launch, which saw a red Tesla Roadster carrying a mannequin.
When
called,
did they run
wait a
this
minute.
article?
This is an old article,
This is-
isn't it?
When did they run
This
this?
is not the art. This is from earlier. this is
9th
not
of
the-
February 2018. Oh,
Hey.
updated. No?
Back up. So, just to tell you, I think I've got the wrong link here. But
Technorama, we time travel for you. We just went the wrong direction.
now listen. So they sent up the capsule that was supposed to refuel and resupply the ISS this week.
Yeah.
Right, this last week. So there is some images where there is a questionable artifact, but looks like a ship or something passing behind it
Okay.
in space. And they enhanced the image as best they could. Then they inverted it, made it negative, and you can kind of see its shape. I wish I put the right link in here.
All right. We'll
That's
see if we
okay.
get that
I mean,
fixed.
well, the whole thing is basically that, every time they seem to launch something, conspiracy theorists basically say, look, there's proof of aliens behind that because there's some weird artifact within whatever the video is, basically.
Right.
So, yeah.
The truth is,
All right.
there's stuff flying around in space. It's parts from other stuff flying around in space.
It's a giant garbage ring.
It is pretty much
Yeah.
now. And you got to watch out because that stuff is moving fast and it'll kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I got the right link in there now. I must have just grabbed the first
Well,
link.
you destroyed the
I was on my phone.
text. You gotta hit the change link thing.
There you go. No, I had to change the whole text. The whole thing was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go look at the video that I just linked to, it shows that during the live stream of the capsule as it's
Yes.
floating in space, you can see that there's something
Something
behind
behind
it.
it.
Some looks like lights, and then they end up enhancing it. And you can see a little more of a definition of a shape.
Oh, yeah, I kind of see it a little bit there.
In the lower
Yeah.
right.
Lower right, yeah.
But towards the end, they make it where the space is white, and you can it stands out a little bit more.
Is it moving against the background? Because it kind of
Yes.
looks like the background from here.
Yeah, they enhance it, and it looks like something else. And then, so yeah, is it something?
Plaque psoriasis can be
There's a big ad on there.
Hey,
Never mind.
I want to believe.
That's okay. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the fact of the matter is there is life out there. It's probably not what we think it is. It's probably on a molecular level.
Yeah.
But it is out there. We know this. I mean, it just
Killer bacteria from Omicron
Yeah.
Persei.
I just watched
You know
Andromeda
what?
Strain. So
If there is other intelligent life in the universe, I'm scared to look at their internet.
fair enough.
Some of the garbage on the
evolved beyond the internet.
We are the internet.
Hey, wouldn't that be pretty cool? Just think of it for a second. So if we contacted an alien species that was roughly evolved like us, and they had their own planetary network. What happened? What would be cool if? Wouldn't it be cool if we ended up connecting those two networks?
The intergalactic net.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just think, share websites and share email.
They're like, the hottest thing on
Spam.
our internet is human peeling potatoes.
You silly humans, you are still at TCP/IP.
Yes, exactly. You don't even
Another
use
cat video from these
IPv12.
Earthlings.
IPv12.
IPv12.
Another cat video from these Earthlings.
Yes,
Ah.
exactly. We meet alien life, and what do they learn? How'd they learn about us? They scanned our internet. We are doomed. Doomed, I tell you. Doomed.
They're going to kill themselves.
Yeah, we'll just sit back and watch. Take the resources afterwards.
The latency is killing us.
The latency.
Oh,
I'm getting fragged. All right, so I'm sorry that I put the wrong link in there.
Oh, that's fine.
all right.
Quick shout out to the chat room. Craig, who do you see? Because I don't have Facebook up here.
Well, let's take a look here. I see John Miller Jr.,
This feels like
Again.
romper
Weber-
room at this point.
Weber Baker, and Mark Trubel.
Mark Trubel.
The Mark
That
Trubel?
The Mark Trubel.
Yeah.
All right.
That Mark Trubel.
No Scott Tyler? I'm disappointed.
I don't see Scott. He must be getting ready for
He's
the
got
Christmas.
company. this weekend.
Ah, okay,
That
that explains
company.
it.
Hey, well, you can Chromecast this to your big TV.
We'll amuse the company. Yeah, sure.
These are the
watch this
people
song,
that
sing and
call
dance
me-
for you.
These are the people that call me friend.
I hang out with them every year. Every year.
Once a year, I gotta get my butt in the truck.
Oh man, that's funny.
Hey, I gotta tell you, looking back at the year, I think one of the highlights of my year, one of the things that we did, not just Dragon Con, but it was that whole Sunday playing D&D. I had such a good time that whole entire day.
That's one.
I still think about that. I know it. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking back. I'm like, I really had a great time that Sunday. My son was there. You, Scott, Clinton, everybody.
I
Bonnie,
love you
everybody.
guys.
We just had a great time.
It's
Cecilia,
the bourbon
everybody.
talking.
It's the bourbon. It's totally. He's at that stage like, and I love you, man. And I played
Hey,
D&D.
Brian, I even wish you were there.
I wish I could get back to Dragon Con. That's one of my
I'm serious.
hopes.
I think about Scott. I think about that Sunday.
Good times. Good times.
All righty.
Screw you guys.
You can join us every Sunday at 9:30 p.m. for another Love Fest on Facebook.
Well, it'll be after the new year, though, correct?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Here you go. Let's do this right.
He's got his rose-colored glasses.
I had a great time, dude.
It's his Jack Jaffe impersonation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
No, hey, Brian, this is for my 60s night on the ship. On the cruise.
Yeah, they have different theme nights.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It's like a pajama party. There's
and-
60 night. There's,
And to go along with this, I have my tie-dyed Star Trek shirt. I'm ready.
Is it a red tie-dye shirt?
No, there's no red.
a
in it.
tie-dye red shirt.
Bummer.
No, you know how you ever
Don't
see
say
a tie
dye
shirt where
and
they
red shirt in the same sentence.
No, they do the tie dye and they do the like a heart or something. In the
Oh,
middle.
yeah.
This was the Delta Shield, and it kind of tie dyes out. I was like, I've got to have that. I would have bought
Nice.
it anyway.
Very
I
cool.
would have bought it anyway, regardless. I needed it.
Can we do the Remember When?
Sure.
All right. I got to hit the Remember When music. There we go. Since Craig had his 60s glasses out, why not talk about Frank Zappa?
Frank Zappa.
I love Frank Zappa. Let me just state that up front.
Frank Zappa. Let's see. The planned state approved Frank Zappa hologram tour has recruited its band of former mothers for the Bizarre World of Frank Zappa trek. The tour kicks off later this year. The Mothers alumni set. This isn't exactly Zappa music in the background, but we'll go with it.
Yeah.
No, it could be. No, it could be.
The Mothers alumni set to make special appearances on the hologram tour included longtime Zappa collaborators Steve Vai, Napoleon Murphy Brock, Ian Underwood, and Joe's Garage vets Warren
Cucurello. Yep.
Vinny. Gotta help me with something.
Colonida?
Colaiuta?
Colaiuta, I think it is. Yeah.
Arthur Barrow and Ed Mann. The tour unit itself boasts guitarist Ray White and Mike Keneally, bassist Scott
Thunes?
Yep. Multi-instrumentalist Robert Martin, and drummer and Zappa archivist Joe Vaultmeister Travers.
That's a pretty good lineup, man.
Quote,
It
as
is.
future,
Oh, yeah.
do we have tour dates and locations yet? That's what I want to know.
No.
Oh, man.
No, I don't think they've announced anything yet.
Nope, not yet.
I think yeah.
Quote, as a futurist and hologram enthusiast, Frank fearlessly broke through boundary after boundary as an artist, and in honoring his indomitable spirit, we're about to do it again. 25 years after his passing, Zappa's son and co-trustee, the Zappa Family Trust, Ahmet Zappa, said in a statement, "This mind-melting show we're putting together celebrates the music, often surreal imagery, and humor synonymous with Frank. We will be pushing the limits of what anyone has seen holographically on stage before in a live venue. Circumstances, objects, places, and subject matter from Frank's songs and imagination will be brought to life for the first time on stage. We are anthropomorphizing Frank's music so his own hand-drawn illustrations, classic imagery from his album artwork, and characters from his songs can all interact and perform on stage." That sounds really wild.
Well, not only that.
But wait a minute. Wait a second. Go down a little bit further.
Yeah.
he actually thought about this back then and recorded video just for this kind of a show.
My father and I actively discussed 3D and holography, and it was a concept he actively engaged in. He has actually devoted half a chapter of his Real Frank Zappa book to this subject. This is a love letter and journey celebrating the genius artistry of Frank Zappa. On a personal note, I feel like I am finishing something my father started years ago, Ahmet Zappa added. And let's not forget, Frank himself will be rocking his fans alongside his bandmates like nobody's business.
Think of the technical challenges and how on point it's going to have to be for certain things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty impressive just thinking about that.
Well, if you've practiced as a band for that long and you toured and you
should have lots of cues for things and such. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but I'll bet after doing it you could just sit down, pick it up, and do it again.
Yeah, done.
I there will be challenges, no doubt, that we probably won't even perceive,
but it's still really cool.
Yeah.
That's
pretty neat.
I'm serious. I did read where they had recorded with several cameras video of him playing without an audience. They were playing just like they would on a tour. And
okay.
I think it's in his book where I think that's what they were talking about. So they would have the video for this when the technology got to the point.
That's cool.
Isn't that mind blowing?
It is.
I think they should do it with Queen.
Oh, bring Freddie to life. Ooh.
You know what? I would go watch another. Well, it's not that long, but I would go watch Live Aid again. Well, I can do it on YouTube, I guess.
That's true. You can.
Yes.
Yes. You
anyway,
can.
I love Zappa. I would totally go to this show.
Sounds really cool. Sounds like it'd be quite an event. That's for sure.
Yeah, actually, I was a backer of the Frank Zappa, Jonathan Winters.
Frank Zappa.
Edgar Winters.
Edgar Winters.
What's his name? My mind's blank. Bill and Ted. Winters. Alex Winters.
Yeah.
Alex Winters has been archiving all of his material because there was a Kickstarter for a documentary on Frank Zappa.
Interesting.
And yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'm throwing money at this because I want to see this. And he was the promo video. He was trying to get people to back. He was walking through the archives in in Frank Zappa's basement, and it's just film. There's some magnetic video. There's recordings of almost everything. He was meticulous about recording his stuff and cataloging it. So it's all there. They cataloged it all. They restored a lot of it. So they're going to have a documentary. And I think that's in the phase they are finally in now, because it's been like over a year since this is finished. But they're in the phase where they're putting together a documentary. And I'm like, what do you choose to be in the documentary with so much stuff?
Well, you think
there
about
was also
like Prince.
Part of the Kickstarter, huh?
Like Prince. Prince had left so much material behind that how do you go through it all, pick what's good, what's crap, and that sort of thing. It just seems that's a huge
people want
task.
to see it all, I guess, regardless. But there was a I don't know that they're able to do this, but there was a point when because they're digitizing all of it. There was like if we get to this level on the Kickstarter, everybody will have access to the Frank Zappa archive app, where you can just pull up stuff on your phone or I guess on your computer and just go through the archives. And I was like, oh, I want that so bad. I'd pay $50 just to have access to that. Watch old concerts, whatever they had. And I get emails from time to time, and the stuff like, it's the not test, but practice sessions and all kinds of stuff that they found in there. It was ridiculous.
That's really cool.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
All right, we have to thank our patrons.
Oh yeah,
they're awesome.
Oh yeah, them.
Whoops, that's the ending song. That's not the right one.
We're not ending yet.
There we go. Thank you to our patrons. This show is brought to you by you, and we greatly appreciate your continued contributions to the show. For as little as $1 a show, you can get this and other content specially made for our patrons. Thank you very much to Kyle Nishioka, Abner Braverman, Ben Vaughn, Mike Wills, Mega Podtastics, Crazy Joe, Night Gig Studios, JT Shea, Gary Lindros, John Clifford, Leon, John Noble.
That John
Wait.
Noble?
No, he's the other John Noble. This is the real John Noble.
This is the John Noble with the goatee
Okay.
from the Mirror Universe.
Yeah, the evil John Noble.
right.
Maybe not so evil, just kind of misunderstood.
Chris MC, Alexis Duran, Saturday Morning Media's Grandpa Choco, Steve Therian, Jorga Schrauen, John Miller Jr. Wow, this list is getting better and better every week. And we want to see you on this because we've got our latest people, Amber Elstad, Harold McKinstry, and our returning special contributor, Amy Bowen.
Woohoo!
Hey, Amy.
Thank you
Oh,
very
by the
much.
way, we have a story about Amy in a minute.
Yes, we do. You can join these people if you wish, again, for as little as $1 show over at patreon.com/Technorama Podcast. And we will give you a shout out in each show, like we do these wonderful people, and get you special content that we're going to be discussing right after we shut down the video feed. We go right into recording that. So they get special insights and thoughts, and it is not a formatted show. It is an open conversation that leads wherever
goes
it wants.
Lots of places.
It's a feature, not a bug.
It's a feature, not a bug. But I think maybe that's what we should have called it.
Yeah, no joke. Man, we go everywhere, trust me.
Yeah.
We really do.
Nothing is off limits on that show. And we start with topic A, and we used to play this game at work called How Do You Get to Boxcar Willie? And we would pick a random topic and see if we could link this conversation and somehow get to Boxcar Willie. It was just a challenge.
Nice.
It was a lunchtime
I remember
thing
back
we
in
did.
school, they did the rumor game where they tell a story and then everybody tells it around the room and it's totally different at the end.
That's called the telephone.
Telephone? Yeah.
Is that what it
They
is?
played it
Okay.
different
Yeah.
in the South.
They did.
Same game,
We didn't have
different name.
telephones back then. Dang it.
You just poke yourself in the eye?
Yeah, I was going to say, you okay there, Craig? Easy,
Yeah,
pal.
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm okay, man.
Boy, if you're not
I'm
watching the
chill out
video,
here.
folks, you're missing it. You are
Yeah, I'm
missing it.
Chill out here. There you go.
All right. Hey, we got a Daredevil story. Well, it's sort of related to Daredevil. We love that show. Brian, would you care to?
So, Deborah Ann Wall, who serves, she's was played. What was her character in Daredevil?
Karen
Page.
Page.
Karen Page.
Yeah, Karen Page.
She is going to be a DM in a brand new Dungeons and Dragons show, which will launch in 2019. So Geek and Sundry, which has got some great shows on it, has announced Relics and Rarities, a new show premiering on its streaming channel, Alpha, in February. The series will star Wool as one of the stars of the recently canceled Daredevil series.
Recently canceled.
Yes. Spoiler
Too
alert.
soon. soon.
She's going to be the DM in a brand new D&D campaign set entirely in the world created by Wool herself. So that's pretty cool. Ooh. She is a well-known D&D enthusiast and has spoken about her time playing D&D on the sets of Daredevil and True Blood. Well, can you imagine playing D&D on the sets of Daredevil or True Blood?
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Sorry, but anyway,
Suddenly I want to be in show business.
She's appeared in an episode of D&D live play series Force Grey as a player and recently DM'd One Shot Adventure during D&D Stream of Many Eyes event. The core cast of the show will include Tommy Walker, Daredevil and Harvey Danger, Julia Dennis, Lofty Dreams, What Would You Do, Jasmine Bular, Starter Kit, Vampire the Masquerade, Twitch's That Bronze Girl, and Xander Generat, King of Nerds, Sega of Sundries. Celebrity guests will also appear in each episode. I imagine Will Wheaton will make an appearance.
Oh, heavens, yes.
Yeah. The series is described as part procedural, and it seems to involve murder of some kind. The storyline will also involve players racing to stop an unholy prophecy from coming to fruition. The press release the series teases that Relics and Rarities will be bit more than typical D&D campaign. Intricate set. You can watch the video. It's in the link.
Okay.
Real-world props and puzzles in addition to typical dice rolling and imaginative role-playing. So they're going to kind of do it like more interactive, I imagine. It has to be. So coincidentally, Wall is appearing in tonight's episode of Critical Role, another D&D series originally produced by Geek and Sundry. Critical Role is amazing. If you've never watched it, it's a lot of fun.
I think they ought to do that reality show format where they go into battle and then they take you aside and they talk to the actor. well, I thought Jerry was really going to back me up with this,
Yeah.
with his magic sword, but kind of let me down.
Kind of let me down. His dice really
And
let
then
me
they go
down.
back to the action. And they cut to the other actors.
You rub a
talking
couple
head.
of gold coins together, and he's on your side.
That's actually not a bad pitch.
Next time we're near the dragon, I'm throwing Dave in the pit.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, if the healer doesn't heal me again like they're supposed to, man, I don't know what I'm going to do next.
Clerics, I tell you.
Yeah, clerics.
They can't do a darn thing.
If that stupid mage casts fireball on us again, I'm going to player kill him. Simple as that.
I want to do a show like that.
I know. It sounds awesome. It's a great idea.
It might just work. Now someone's going to take it and run with it. Chuck, they already did that.
Yeah, thanks.
No! Every time. Every time.
Hey, you got 2 days before this post to get your idea.
Yeah.
Not the people watching live.
Chuck, if I had a gold piece for every time I heard that, let me tell you.
Tell you. All right. Craig, you hinted at our last story. Go ahead. Give the news of one of our good friends that we just mentioned.
Yeah, so Amy Bowen and her crew, cosplay crew, went and gathered some money for a family in need at Christmas time. So you have to go watch the video and see the whole thing, and you'll see Amy in the video. But so Omaha family gets a Star Wars surprise. So every year, the Salvation Army's Adopt a Family program helps provide gifts for families in need during the holiday. Thursday night, rebels and stormtroopers joined forces near the 50th and L Street to give a family of 9 a Star Wars surprise they will never forget. So they gathered some money. I think they started texting each other and working together, getting together some money, and they got some money together, bought some presents, and delivered them to the family in costume as Jedis and stormtroopers alike together.
It's really cool, actually.
Yeah,
Mhm.
what a great idea.
I
A
love
lot of
stuff like that. So yeah, you can see Amy right on the video in her costume doing her thing. It's really cool.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, there she is right there. That's pretty awesome.
At first, I thought that was Brian Parker as one of the other Jedi. Like, what's he doing?
What's he doing in Omaha?
He got the call. He's there.
Well, that's really cool that they did that. The Adopt a Family is really neat program.
It's a nice piece on the news too. It's nice to see
Nice
good
things.
news.
I
Yeah.
know. Like we
Everyone's-
see so much of the swamp. That
Yeah.
it's
You know,
nice to see.
my only problem with it, my first thought was, you know how when you're wearing those costumes, it gets really kind of sweaty, right?
Not in Omaha this time
Wait
of
a
year.
minute. So listen, at Dragon Con or wherever we've seen, you wear
Yeah.
those costumes, it gets a little hot in there. Well, at the end of the video, one of the people in the family that they went and visited, the stormtrooper has the kid wearing his helmet. I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to do that.
Yeah,
Keep warm.
that helmet's gonna smell real funky, kid. Sorry.
You can put it on, but use it at your own risk.
Yeah,
It smells like a combination of a locker and Lysol in here.
it smells like
It
rotten cheese pizza.
smells like Grandpa.
Well, all right, let's go back to the focus of it. It was a good thing.
Yeah, it was
I
a good
like to
thing.
see
It was a
cosplayer
good thing.
groups do stuff like that. It's
That is really
Thanks,
cool.
Amy.
Good job, Amy. You guys rock.
All right, well, that takes us to the end of the show. We are just
Wait.
over an hour. I glance at the play clock. It's 1:01.
Okay,
Ah.
you know what? It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
Question of the week, though,
Whatever.
before we
Question
go.
of the week is, what has been the best thing you have discovered on the internet? And I unfortunately posted this question today instead of last week's question. So Craig
What were
came
some
in-
of the answers? I see you got 33 of them on your.
You
on
want
your
the
Facebook. You wanna go run
answers?
through some
Huh?
of them?
All right, let me bring this.
Well, since
Yeah,
we're
run
gonna
through
be
them because
Yeah.
we're going.
We're gonna be gone.
It'll be way too long and nobody will remember. So let's see. I should have a notification. People still commenting on this
There you
thing.
go. Friendships and podcasters.
Yes.
The ability to communicate with as many people without losing all of my spoons. BJ Kiefer.
Evo says, "Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it."
I know
don't
what
say
it is. I know what it is.
Washed eyes.
Porn. Porn.
Porn. Oh,
Is that why Jack went cough?
Yeah, exactly. And I went do tell, and I already knew what it was though. So
that's funny.
Melissa Martell says, awesome people who are no less friends because we haven't met in person. My husband, 24 years in March, and this. They fight crime.
movie idea generator.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Jack Jaffe says,
Don't click.
Make sure to watch until the end. Okay, don't click.
10-hour
10
Nyan
hours
Cat.
of Nyan Cat. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Nyan Cat, no.
Kent Mikely, my karate buddy and jiu-jitsu instructor, says GracieUniversity.com. Any chance to plug Gracie University?
Nice.
That's good. But that is on the internet, and they do offer other lessons. I do know that as a blue belt, you can go back and watch these lessons over
So
and
you can
over.
get yep.
Exactly.
Nice.
In fact, he took a picture the other night, and I'm like, I know how this starts, but I can't remember anyway. It's been
Let me go to
6
the video.
years.
Let me go to the video.
Yeah. Gary Wandrash, who also used to work out at the karate school with me, says that you can learn so much stuff about politics and chemtrails and how bad vaccines are for you. And if you copy and share a notification about Facebook's algorithms, you will see all your friends' posts, et cetera, with laughy faces all over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technorama, of course.
Yeah, Technorama.
John Chapin, I hesitate to confess this. It's just you and me talking, right, Chuck? But I really like to watch shark attack videos. Can't explain it, but for me, the power of the internet is that it brings gruesome biting and chomping to my life.
Good for you, John.
Just come to work with me.
Good for you.
Joe Fiore says, my wife. That's the most amazing thing you discovered on the internet.
Aww.
Good answer. Mike Wills says, my podcaster friends. What else do we have in Grandpa Choka? When I think of something that is just purely good that the internet has created, this is always the first thing I think of. And he links to a Vimeo, which Clinton replied. And this has some nice Easter eggs, too. So go through the show notes.
There's some good stuff in there.
We didn't. All right, now that you told me to do
cat
this,
videos.
I'm going to have to.
Wait a minute.
What?
Did you not see my response in there, Chuck?
I have to link to this question of the week for next time's question of the week. I'm not sure how this works. Now we are time traveling.
My response was my
podcast co-host.
Your co-host. Aww. You got some on your nose.
Read the reply there.
Oh, Brian Parker, whom we just mentioned. That Garfield minus Garfield is pretty good.
That's a great site.
That is so sad. If you don't know.
Hey, Chuck, did you not see the reply I have put under mine?
You put a reply on your own because nobody else will reply? What? Hey, don't judge. It's almost Christmas and I had to say something nice. 'Tis the season, Mr. Scrooge. 'Tis the season.
Here's your coal, buddy. Yeah, Garfield minus Garfield is hilarious.
Researching old family history from April Stewart. Trampus Whiteman says... Purpose.
Nice.
I learned I could write. I learned how to build websites. I learned how to be creative. Jane Langengen says podcasting.
I like John Byers.
The internet. He discovered the internet on the internet.
Exactly.
That's my cousin. There's
very cool.
Red Hastings says Jack Mangan.
Aww.
The universe revolves around Jack Mangan.
It's true.
He's like the center of everybody's relationship. You may be 6 degrees away from Kevin Bacon, but I'm betting you're only 1 or 2 from Jack Mangan.
He's like the nougaty center to this candy bar of podcasting life.
I want to buy
when Rhett and Scott are working in the same place and Jack walks in and they say, hey Jack.
I know.
That just blows my mind.
That is pretty funny.
What's that?
When Scott and Rhett worked at the same place and then Jack Mangan walks in and they both go, hey Jack.
It's like, how do you know Jack?
Exactly.
Yeah, whoa. Mind blown.
It is mind blowing. All right, that takes us to the real end of the show. We are going to get out of here. Thank you very much for joining us, Brian.
Thank you very much for having me, as always.
It's been wonderful having you around this year. Hope to see you around next year.
You will.
All right.
That's how it works.
And Craig,
great.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you, my good man.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys.
And the rest of you that are watching and or listening, we wish you all the best. Hope you have a blessed and wonderful holiday season. No matter what holidays you're celebrating or what season this is when you're listening to it, have a good time and be excellent to each other.
That's right. We love you all. Thank you.
If you
Good night.
You can find out all our links and show notes and voicemail and all that stuff over at chuckchat.com/Technorama. But if you want to get in touch with us, there's information on the bottom of the screen. 707-530-CHAT is the number you can call if you want to get on a listener line. Just say, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Until next time, give us a binary high five, Craig.
101. Thank you, Cleveland. Good night.
Cleveland?
Cleveland?
Dinsdale. All right, that was fun. Thank you very much, everybody on Face, for putting up with that hour of insanity. We wish you all the best. And
it was our Christmas present to you. That's it. A little extra.
Have a good time. Bye.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Oh, Scott Tyler joined right at the
See how he is.